to say. It's May 12th, and our goal, should you choose to accept, is that we will be able to multiply matrices together by hand up to a 3 by 3. So we're not going to do bigger than that by hand. We'll use a graphing calculator, and I will teach you how to do that in a while. And so you'll notice we've never done any division because you can't divide matrices, and we'll talk about that later. But there's one thing you do need to know, and that is in order to multiply two matrices together, the number of columns in the first matrix must equal the rows, I should say number of rows, in the second matrix. So the number of columns in the first must equal the number of rows in the second, and order matters when multiplying matrices. It's not like multiplying numbers. So I'm going to give you 3 matrices that we're going to use. We're going to have a matrix A, and it's 4, 5, 1, 9, -6, -3. We will have matrix B. It is 7, 0, 7, 0, 1, 2, 6, 8. And then we'll have matrix C. It is 7, -3. And so the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is write down the dimensions of these matrices. Remember, dimensions are rows by column, so this one's dimensions are a 3 by 2. This one is a 2 by 3. And this one is a 2 by 1. So there we go. And so this is so weird to do remotely, but when we multiply 2 matrices together, and we only can do 2 at a time, we multiply rows into columns and add. So, for example, I will do matrix AB. So I'm going to multiply matrix A times matrix B. And so AB, your first step will be to write them next to each other. 4, 5, 1, 9, -6, -3. And then B, 7, 0, 1, 2, 6, 8. And we already had the dimensions. It was a 3 by 2 and a 2 by 3. And so when you're multiplying matrices, when it says the number of columns in the second must equal the number of rows in the first, that means the inner numbers match, or when they are together. And then what's cool is the numbers that are left give us the dimensions of the answer matrix. So this will be our number of rows, and this will be our number of columns. So this is going to turn into a 3 by 3 matrix. And I hope I can do this. And I'm going to show you all the work that hopefully I have room here. We multiply row 1 into column 1. So it's 4 times 7 plus 5 times 2. And then row 1 into column 2. 4 times 0 plus 5 times 6. So row 1, column 2. And you essentially pick up the row and flip it. And then row 1 into column 3. 4 times 1 plus 5 times 8. And so that is multiplying row 1 into columns 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to multiply row 2 into all 3 columns. So it'll be 1 times 7 plus 9 times 2. And then 1 times 0 plus 9 times 6. And then 1 times 1 plus 9 times 8. And then finally, we'll multiply row 3 into each of the columns. And so it'll be negative 6 times 7 plus negative 3 times 2. Negative 6 times 0 plus negative 3 times 6. Negative 6 times 1 plus negative 3 times 8. And if you look, you'll notice, 7 2 7 2 7 2 0 6 0 6 0 6 1 8 1 8 1 8. This is column 3. This is in column 3. And then row 1 4 5 4 5 4 5 1 9 1 9 1 9. So they all match up. So you must either show me this line, or you could go to this step right here, which would be, I don't need to write down 4 times 7 plus 5 times 2. I can just write down 28 plus 10, 0 plus 30, 4 plus 32, 7 plus 18, 0 plus 54, 1 plus 72, negative 42 minus 6, 0 minus 18, and negative 6 minus 24. And you may also show me this line. You must show me one of these two lines on a test or quiz, or you can show me both. But I need to see either this line or this line. And then your final answer is you add them together. So 38, 30, 36, 25, 54, 73, negative 48, negative 18, negative 30, and sure enough, the dimensions of my answer are 3 by 3. So I know that's weird, and I'll kind of say it again. We multiply the row into column 1, 2, 3. And then you multiply row 2 into column 1, 2, 3. So I want to give you your turn. And we're going to use the same 2 matrices, or 3 matrices. So hopefully you wrote those down. And your turn, I'm going to have you, Gina. I'm going to have you find BA, AC, and then CA. And I know I haven't given you 3 year turns in a long time. So, pause the video. Give these a shot. I'll walk through BA. And then I'll go to AC, etc. So, BA 701 268 times 4 5 1 9 negative 6 negative 3, and this is a 2 by 3 times a 3 by 2. So A, we can do it because this numbers match, and our answer will be a 2 by 2. And I'm just going to go ahead and show the second step, which would be multiplying row 1 into column 1, which will be 28 plus 0 minus 6, so 7 times 4 plus 0 times 1 plus 1 times 6. Now I'm going to multiply row 1 into column 2. 7 times 5, 0, 9, 1, negative 3. So 35 plus 0 minus 3. And now we'll do the same thing with row 2. 8 plus 6 minus 48. And then 2 times 5 is 10. Plus 54 minus 24. And that turns into 22 32, negative 34, and 40. And sure enough, its answer is a 2 by 2. So that is good. AC. Gina. Hopefully you guys are getting the hang of this. Once you get it, it'll click, but you've got to do it a handful of times to make sure you know how to do this. So AC, 7, negative 3. This is a 3 by 2. This is a 2 by 1, so my answer will be a 3 by 1. So what that means is it's row 1 into column 1 will be 4 times 7 plus 5 times negative 3. I don't know why I'm doing dots. And then that's it. Row 2 into column 1 will be 1 times 7 plus 9 times negative 3. And then negative 6 times 7 plus negative 3 times negative 3. Oh, Gina. And our answer would be 13, negative 20, negative 33. Normally you guys are working on this, checking with each other, come around. We get really excited when we get there. And I really miss that. CA, 7, negative 3, 4, 5, 1, 9, negative 6, negative 3. Well, this is a 2 by 1 times a 3 by 2. So we can't do it. They don't equal. So when we run into this scenario, we say impossible. Number of columns in first does not equal rows in second. And you're done. And you have 4 homework problems tonight, and quite a few of them won't work. And if they don't work, you should practice writing this, because you would need to write that for a test or a quiz. Anyway, hope today goes okay. There is also classwork. There will also be flex time.